Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to economics class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall start with a new chapter of economics, that is chapter number 3rd, poverty as a challenge. So this is the chapter that I am going to start in this video. So students, if you see very carefully the heading of the chapter, that is poverty as a challenge. See, this heading, this is self-explanatory. This is giving us an overview of this chapter, that what this chapter is all about. See, definitely poverty is a very important social issue. It is a major problem in our country, especially that is India. But in this chapter, poverty is not only taken as a social issue, rather it is taken as a challenge. Definitely it is a problem, but in the chapter it is not only taken as a problem, rather it is taken as a challenge. That means how we can overcome this big social issue. What steps can be taken to improve the situation? See, if I talk about poverty, it is definitely a very serious issue. And you know, poverty, it tends to liability. Now how? How does poverty tend to liability? See, if a person is poor, alright, if a person is poor, then he or she will not be able to afford the basic necessities of life. For example, food, shelter, clothing. But let me tell you, these are definitely the basic necessities of life, but apart from them, there are several others that are needed for a good living. Education, that is education, health. So if a person is poor, then that person will not be able to afford quality education. If I remove this word quality also, then that person will not be able to get education. That person will not be able to get proper health facilities. If a person will not be educated, he will not know the importance of cleanliness, sanitization and everything. See, I am talking in general, I am not trying to create any stereotypes. There are exceptions, but I am talking in general. So that person will not be able to take care of himself or herself or his or her family if the person is not educated. If the person will not be educated, he will not be able to take care of his family. That means health will also be deteriorated. The condition will the condition of that person or the condition of that family is likely to deteriorate. So this way that person is trapped in a vicious circle. If the person will be poor, then there are chances, there is a possibility that he might not send his or her children to school for education. As I told you that I am talking in general, because definitely exceptions are always there. So the person or the family is trapped in that vicious cycle or that vicious circle, and this way that person will not, and this way the person will not be the asset of the country. Asset means that person will not able to contribute in the development of the country, hence that person will be a liability for the country. So this way poverty tends to liability. So we have to overcome this situation. So that is why poverty is a challenge for us. We need to think out ways, we need to chalk out the ways in order to improve this situation. See, poverty cannot be removed overnight, or it cannot be done in a few days or few months. It will take a long time. So we need to prepare ourselves, we need to make proper strategies at what can be done. See, poverty is a multi-dimensional problem. Poverty does not only mean that a person is having lack of money. Lack of money is definitely one criterion of poverty, but it is not only restricted to lack of money, but it is a broad concept, it is a multi-dimensional concept. If as I told you that if a person is poor, he or she, the health condition will be deteriorated, he or she will not be able to get quality education. So this way it is a multi-dimensional concept. So you don't have to see poverty only by means of lack of money, but it is way beyond that. So I'm just giving you an introduction that what poverty is all about. All right. Now students, I have given you an overview about poverty, that what poverty is all about. Now students, what do you think, who are poor, or what image is formed in your mind when I see, like right now I am saying that who is poor or who are poor, then what kind of image is formed in your mind? Definitely you must be thinking that a person is wearing torn clothes, shabby clothes, not clean, that person is very lean, undernourished, living in slums, very lean and thin, shabby look, hair is untidy, and that kind of means physical appearance. You must be thinking about the physical appearance, that the person having such physical appearance is considered to be poor according to you. Means not only according to you, it is the general mindset of about everybody. But in this chapter, when I'll explain you in detail, you will understand that only having the shabby look is not poor, is not considered to be poor. It is way beyond that. So I hope that you people are very much excited to learn this chapter. So students, with this, let me tell you that what all I am going to explain you in this chapter. That means the topics that I am going to deal with in this chapter. So as you can see that these are the topics that I am going to deal in this chapter. The first one is two typical cases of poverty, or two typical cases of poverty. See, one is the rural case and second is the urban case. In this, I'll explain you about two cases of poverty with the help of a hypothetical story. Hypothetical means an imaginary story. See, these stories are there in your book so that you can understand the situation well. You don't have to write a long note or a long story in your examination. No, stories will not be asked, but these stories are given in your book so that you can understand the concepts well, so that the concepts can be well retained in your mind. So that is why these stories are given, so that will be there in your mind. So first I am going to explain you about the two typical cases of poverty, that means rural case and urban case. Now the second topic is what is poverty, that what is poverty all about and how it is seen by the social scientists. See, now who are social scientists? You already know scientists, and if a word social is added, that means one who studies about the society. There are several issues that are there in our society, for example, unemployment, poverty, crime. So these are the social issues that cannot be neglected. So these issues are studied in detailed manner by the social scientists. So what is poverty according to the social scientists, what they think about poverty? And in this I am going to basically tell you about social exclusion and vulnerability, that what are these two according to the social scientists. Then further I am going to explain you about poverty line. You must have heard about BPL, below poverty line. This you must have heard. So I am going to explain you that what is this poverty line. Is it a physical line that is drawn, or it is something else that I am going to explain you. Then I am going to explain you about poverty estimates, that how much or how many are considered poor. Means I'm going to deal with the data in this topic. Then I am going to explain you about vulnerable groups, that who are the groups or who are the people that are vulnerable or who are more prone to poverty. Then about interstate disparity. There are several disparities, that means differences. So why these differences are there? Are the differences only between people of one state, or it is interstate? If it is so, then why it is so? That I am going to explain you. Then I will explain you the cause of poverty. What is the reason why poverty is there, why poverty is prevailing in our country, and not only in our country but in the world, because this is a social issue. Definitely it is there in India, but it is not only in India, but the whole world is facing this issue. Then after telling the cause of poverty, I'll explain you about the anti-poverty measures. That means what measures can be taken so that poverty can be eliminated to a certain extent. What can be done to improve the situation. And the last topic will be the challenges ahead. Means what are the challenges that are still there after several measures taken to reduce poverty. Because see, definitely steps will be taken to reduce poverty, to remove or eradicate poverty, but this issue will not or completely be removed. Some extent it will be there to some extent. So what will be the challenges after taking certain measures or after adopting certain strategies? So I hope that the overview of this chapter is clear to everybody. I have given you an introduction that what I am going to explain in this chapter and what this chapter covers. So I hope till here points are clear to everybody. So students, with this let us start with the first topic, that is 2 typical cases of poverty. In this topic, I shall explain you 2 cases. As I told you that cases are not there to mug up. You don't have to mug up the cases, or stories will not come in your examination. Rather, they are given so that you can understand the concepts well. So there are 2 stories. One is from the rural case and second is from the urban case. So I'll tell you both the stories, and after I explain you or tell you both the stories, we will analyze both the stories with regard or with context to certain social issues. So first I'll start with the urban case. Okay. So urban case is related to the story of Ramsaran, and the rural case that is related to the story of Lakha Singh. So let's start with the urban case, that is with the story of Ramsaran. So students, Ramsaran is a 33-year-old man, and he lives in Ranchi, Jharkhand, somewhere in Ranchi, Jharkhand, and he works in a wheat as a wheat flour mill and earns an average of about I'll continue this new topic in the next video. Oof.